Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name remains Adams Lofimolajide, and you are welcome specially. All right. So, how have you guys been? How has the week been? We are in the eighth day in the month of December, and this is the 97th episode of the Otumba Adams Show. And on today's episode, we would be looking at, is your phone addiction affecting your business? Your phone addiction affecting your business? But before we dive right into that, if you'd like to introduce yourself, you know how we do it. Just put your name, your location in the comment section, and I would welcome you specially. All right. But if this is your first time of being a part of the show and you would like to know what the show is about, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, we'll talk about freelancing, we'll talk about how to grow your business. And today we are looking at phone addiction and how it affects your business, how it affects your business. All right. A lot of us out there, we all know, we are all guilty of this, right? We have this thing or this attachment that we have with our phones. We claim most times, especially for those of us that are entrepreneurs, that we use our phones for something that is very, very productive. But more often than not, we spend time doing other things that we ought not to be doing. And on the long run, it has a way of taking our attention off our focus, right, off our goals, and we tend not to be as productive as we ought to be. And I know that, like, a lot of us are guilty of this. I myself, sometimes I know that, like, I'm also guilty of this, and it's really, really annoying and can be crazy sometimes. Like, especially if you do not have internet and you start feeling this need to buy data. Like somebody once said that, like, you that if you still have money to buy data, then you're not broke. Because some people, even when they do not have any money at all, they would always look for the money to buy data. And once they've bought the data, rather than for them to do something important, they spend their time on different apps that they shouldn't. And at the end of the day, when they are what's the word, their subscription is about to finish. Well, if you're in this part of the world where we have limited data availability, right? You know that, like, you maybe, depending on what you're subscribed to, right? You have limited data to work with. But if you are in the first world country where internet is unlimited, you may probably not really understand. But for us here, let's say I have a gigabyte left, and I know that I have something to do. That is most likely the time that, like, I'll probably be spending more time trying to, like, achieve that thing that, like, I set out to do from the very beginning. But once we subscribe again, we then realize that, like, no, don't worry, there's always a time for me to get it done. And until we get to that point that, like, the data is almost about to finish, and then you now tell yourself that, like, hey, I need to get this thing done. I promise that, like, once I have my next subscription, I'm going to be as productive as possible. But oftentimes we really do not do it, right? A lot of us are addicted to our phones and we are not productive, right? And on the long run, the things you set out to do as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you would not be able to achieve it. Now, how do we counter these things? How do we put an end to our phone addiction, to the addictions that we have with our mobile devices? All right. So I listed out some points here, and there are 7 in number. If you are there, I can see more people joining in and you'd like to introduce yourself. Just put your name, your location in the comment section. It would make me happy to know that, like, there's someone that I know that is watching and is a part of this live series. All right. So, number 1 on my list is spend the first hour of the day without your phone. Now, a lot of us are guilty of this. The moment you wake up, you grab your phone. Like, you've taken your phone, and then, like, the next thing you've started pressing it, and it would not really help you out, because more often than not, what you set out to do at the beginning of the day would follow you through to the end of the day. So, meaning that, like, if you wake up and the first thing you do within the first hour of the day is to press your phone, to check your messages, to check notifications, to check what's trending on the internet, then there's a higher likelihood that like you would not be able to achieve something tangible for the day. But if you can, what's the word now? Take out time not to go near your phone for the first hour of the day, there's every likelihood that like it can actually shapen your day in such a way that like you will not spend so much time on the phone. All right. So that's the first point that I have. Moving on to the number 2 point, we have plan your day and allocate limited time for your phone. Now, within the first hour of the day, right, the one thing you should do is plan your day. um okay, yeah, there are times that like you might need to use your phone to plan your day, but I'll tell you this: if you can have a paper, right, and then you can easily write out the things that like you need to do, or the previous day before you start out to do what you need to do, write out what you need to do for the following day, or have a mental note. Or if your mind is not as sharp, it is always better for you to like have a written note on what you want to do for the day, the task you hope to achieve for that day, and then along the line allocate the time that you're going to use in spending with your phone, right? If it's going to be like 3 hours you're going to spend during the day with your phone, if it's going to be 4 hours you're going to spend during the day with your phone, you know that like, okay, by this time to this time, I am going to what dedicate my time to my phone. But once it is beyond this point, I no longer need to hold on to my phone. It's very, very important you stick to that. Okay. So that's the second point. Moving on to the third point, I said activate do not disturb. All right. Activate do not disturb. Do not disturb is a feature on the phone. Literally all the phones have it. And it helps to curb notifications from coming in, people calling you, and all that. You can now easily set it on your phone, right? If you need to allow certain people to be able to like have access to you, there's a way you can set it on your phone. It depends on the type of phone you are using, all right? And it would help you to be distracted on the long run, because when you are not receiving what's the word now, notifications, the notification bell that like, hey, you have messages, or like there's something popping up, then it curbs or the urge, right? It curbs the urge for you to get a hold of your phone and then check your messages. All right, so that's the number 3 point. And then number 4 point is practice fully off mode. Practice fully off mode. Now, and what do I mean by this? A lot of the times, like even when we say that, like, hey, I'm being productive, I'm doing other things, we tend to still hold on to our phones and then check messages in between other things that we ought to be doing. But if you can actually dedicate a time of the day whereby you go off grid, right? If it's going to be for an hour, for 2 hours, and you know that, like, okay, I don't want to have anything to do with my phone. I don't want to receive any messages. I do not want to receive any calls. I just want to focus that time of the day with the work I need to do. Or, sorry, on the work you need to do at that point in time, right? Go offline. Nigeria, they're checking the light. All right, go offline and what's the word? Focus on what you need to do. The more you practice this, the lesser addicted you would be to your phone. All right, practice fully off mode. That's number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list is delete apps that are unproductive. And this is really, really important. A lot of the times we have applications on our phones that take our time, especially when it comes to gaming apps, right? If the app is not going to serve you, I would advise that you do what you delete the app. If you are someone who doesn't really use social media so much, I would also advise you that, like, if you can delete the app, please do that, so that you would not spend so much time on frivolous things that would not help you or your business, and you'll be able to focus on what really matters. But if you feel that, like, okay, you still have to like post on the internet and you need this social media apps, then you can leave them. But for every other app that you know that like they are very, very unproductive and they suck you in once you are there, please delete them, because on the long run, you want to make profit, you want your business to grow, and all these distractions have a way of taking your time, and you really do not want that. So the best thing for you to do is delete such apps that take your time. All right, moving on to number 6, which is the penultimate number. We have allocate time you can spend on each app per day. Now, more often than not, we have apps that can help us with this. And even on our phones, we have under settings, there's a way that you can actually work on the number of hours that you're allowed to spend on a particular app in a day, right? You can set it in your, just go to your settings and then go through your settings. I think there's actually a part that you can set the number of hours that you want to spend within an app per day. I think it's under well-being for Android apps. At least for my own app, it's there. I don't know what's going to be on your own phone or on your own iOS device, right? But if you can find it and then like you can set it, that's where you can tell yourself that like, okay, I do not want to spend beyond 4 hours, 3 hours on this app. And once you have elapsed that time, the phone would cut you off from using that app for that day, meaning that like you cannot use that app until the very next day. That way you do what? You are able to like focus on other things, and you know that like, hey, if I can't use this app again, then I have to do what is much more important to me, what I have on my list, what I need to focus on. All right. So that's number 6 on the list. And then moving on to the last number, we have use the focus feature of your phone. If your phone, literally every phone has a focus feature these days, but if you do not have, then you can easily download. I think the app is called Forest. I've talked about it before. Forest or I can't remember the second one right now, but just search for the Forest app or Forest app. It would help you to limit the time that you spend on any app at all, right? If you feel that like this particular app is a distraction for you, within the app, what you just need to do is just take your app that distracts you most times and then put it in a place whereby it should not allow you to have access to that app till the time that like you know that you've dedicated for a task that has to be done has been completed. Once you've completed that, then you can easily have access to the app. But between the time that like you need to work, right, you cannot have access to the app. That's where your addiction to your phone will be curbed, and then you can be much more productive in your business. All right. Now, these are the 7 points that I have for today. I hope that like you've been able to like get something tangible. I'm going to take them from the start again. I said number 1 is spend the first hour of the day without your phone. Very, very important. All right. Spend the first hour of your day without your phone. Number 2 is plan your day and allocate limited time for your phone. All right. Within the first hour of the day that you need to do something tangible, right? Plan your day out and then know the number of hours that you'll be spending on your phone. And then number 3 is activate do not disturb. Activate do not disturb. And then number 4 is practice fully off mode, whereby you go off grid and you cannot have access to your phone at all. Alternatively, if you cannot do that, then literally just give your phone to someone that would hold your phone for you, and you will not be able to have access to the phone. All right. And then number 5, we have delete apps that are unproductive. If you have an app on your phone that is not beneficial to you, please do away with it. And then number 6 is allocate time you spend on each app per day. All right. Allocate time you spend on each app per day. And then number 7 is use the focus feature of your phone. Use the focus feature of your phone. As we usually say, I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you, not to confuse you, that phone addiction can actually ruin your business. All right. And if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, please do so much to like this video, and also share with your friends, share with your loved ones. We are going to 100 episodes this year, and this is the 97th episode. It's a pleasure being here with you guys and having you guys come to watch this program every week. My name rather remains Adam Solofimolajide, and I hope to see you guys again this weekend. Be the best version God has created you to be, and always give the world your best. Signing out, guys. Enjoy your day.